Hi folks, welcome to Horsemanship 101 again today. I want to put a couple of things together that I've talked about before, and it's making do with what you got, making the best of it, and doing things in the right order and the right way so that you can do that. Now, a lot of you that watch all kinds of professional clinicians and trainers, you'll notice that they got their fancy round pens and they're working in multi-million-dollar facilities, which quite often aren't even theirs. That just happens to be where they work out of, or they borrow space or whatever the deal is. But you don't absolutely have to have those kinds of facilities. You can do an awful lot with very little. And I've talked a bit about this because, as you can see, there's no round pen here anywhere. And we don't have a riding arena either. Now, both those facilities are nice to have, and they do make certain things a little easier. We do fine as long as we got some kind of little confined space like this corral here. It's not ideal shape or anything else about it. There's an automatic water bowl in the middle of it too. So it's, we've got a lot of problems here, but we work with it and we deal with it. Now, for riding, a riding arena is a really nice thing to have because, a horse is still confined, first few times you ride it, you can get on it, and if things go bad and the horse takes off or whatever, it's not a big deal because it really can't go all that far. But when you don't have those things, that's when it's even more important to do your groundwork properly before you ever get on the horse. Because as you can see, there are no fences around this yard. It's wide open out into the hayfield there. We can go out onto the road out that direction there. It's wide open. There's no fence up that way. Quite literally, if she decides to take off, she can run for miles. Literally, miles. So this is where the importance of doing things in the right order and doing it properly is, incredibly important. You can make do with very little as far as facilities go, but you still have to do things right, and it's even more important that the horse is properly prepared before you ever get on it, properly desensitized, you got a proper leadership with your horse and everything else before you get on it, so that you have control of your horse, that it doesn't freak out, it doesn't spook, it doesn't bolt, and things like that before you ever get on, because, like I said, if she did decide to take off, she can go for miles, quite literally here. On top of that, if she ever did something that was to put me on the ground, this grass is not going to be near as soft for landing on as a nice sand riding arena that's been groomed and harrowed on a daily basis. So you can make do with what you got. It's not that hard to do. It just makes it more important that you do things in the right order, that you do your groundwork properly, you do all your preparation properly so that both you and your horse are properly prepared before you ever get on it. Because, like I said, we don't have those facilities here that are going to make things a little safer for both me and the horse in many ways. And so we got to make sure she's not going to take off. We got to make sure she's not going to bolt, or if she does, that she's going to respond quickly to me and recover fast, that she's not going to do something that's going to put me on the ground. So we've spent an awful lot of time working with this particular horse on the ground, long before we ever decided to get on her back. Probably far longer than we needed to, but hey, you can't make a mistake of going too slow. You can only make a mistake of going too fast. And I prefer to err on the side of caution because, hey, falling on the ground is just no fun, and at my age I don't bounce well, more likely to go splat, as Roy Rogers would say. So let's do it right before we ever get on the horse. Takes a little longer to do it right than a lot of traditional trainers would do, but that's the expectation of their clientele, is that things get done in 30, 60, or 90 days. And quite honestly, to do it right, I have spent probably, it's been on and off, hasn't been all at one time, but probably I've invested close to 6 months into this horse on the ground before I ever got on her back. So that's probably overkill, probably a lot more than I needed to, but because of her past history and the issues that she had, I wanted to err on the side of caution and go extra slow with her and make sure that all of her problems were fixed before I ever got on her. And, as you can see, this is our riding arena. There's no soft sand to land in, and there's no fences to stop her from running away. So proper preparation is important when you don't have the facilities that will work in situations that allow people to actually do things they really shouldn't be doing anyhow, because If you cannot get on your horse in a situation like this, you probably shouldn't anyhow, but when people have the facilities, they tend to get a little lax in some things and move a little faster than they should, and they get on the horse before the horse is ready. They get on the horse before they're ready, and unfortunately, bad things happen, and it generally ends up putting the whole training backwards by quite a period of time. So nothing takes longer than getting in a hurry. That's all I got to say. That's my saying. There's another guy, a fairly good trainer that not far from me that I've got some respect for too. His motto for his training facility is go slow to go fast. So I agree with that completely, and that is take as long as it takes. If you're doing it yourself and you're not paying somebody else, it really doesn't matter how long it takes. And hanging out with your horse, spending time on the ground can be just as much fun as riding, just as rewarding. And don't think that riding is your right. It's a privilege, and it's just a bonus to having a horse, as far as I'm concerned. So there you go, folks. Take care and have a good day.